It's another episode of Splash Hit Territory. Our frequent contributor, Susan Slusser, joins the show. Giants lose 5-2 to the A's last night. We are recording this on a Saturday morning. So the Giants lose their third in a row. Not a lot of clutch hitting last night. They did swing the bats better. Luis Ariz had 4 hits. There were some good things to talk about, but they're all of a sudden they're back in a funk again. Right when you thought they won the first 2 games in Los Angeles, here we go again. They've kind of regressed a little bit, Susan.
Regression. Yeah, they have. Look, to me, the thing I want to kind of talk to you the most as our token former big leaguer.
Okay.
They're still last. They were starting to walk a little bit more, but I'm looking at the walk numbers again. Oh my gosh, they've got 94 walks, by far the fewest in the majors. The next closest is 129. They're not even in sniffing distance of second to worst. So that is obviously having an impact. If you're not walking, fewer guys on base, obviously, but it means you're not getting as many. The rest of the lineup isn't getting as many opportunities, isn't getting as many good pitches to hit. You're not putting pressure on those starters, and the starters have really been doing some damage. What are you seeing here with this team? Is it the walks? Is there something else? Is it just the at-bats aren't good?
Well, last night it was clutch hitting, and I think to drive in runs, and like, who am I to say about this? I wasn't a big RBI guy, but to drive in runs, you have to be patient. You can't be afraid to hit with 2 strikes, and you can't be afraid to pass the baton to the guy behind you. And I think when a team's struggling as a whole, you have that I want to be the hero, I want to be the guy that gets us out of this rut mentality. And there's a couple other things too. You got some free swingers like Casey Schmidt and Luis Ariz. Luis isn't going to walk. He had 4 hits last night. He didn't have to walk. And then you have guys that have historically done damage that aren't doing damage. So if I'm pitching against you, I can challenge you. With Devers, he wasn't hitting the fastball. Now all of a sudden he's hitting the fastball. But if I'm not afraid of you doing damage, why do I have to work the corners? Why do I have to shave the corners and be perfect with my pitches? I can just challenge you. So a couple of things: free swingers, guys that do damage like Matt Chapman aren't doing damage, and pitchers are just saying, here it is. Like, I'm going right after you. And that's all a recipe for not walking. And right now, it was so frustrating because you thought they'd turn the corner. And I'm not saying they're not going to do it. I mean, this is a ballpark, Susan, that in Sutter Health Park that's super live. Like, this is the best place to put up crooked numbers. The A's bullpen in the month of May before last night had a 6.64 ERA. So Savale pitched well last night, but you were thinking, this is the night. Ball flies here. The wind blows out to left. It's a smaller ballpark, but it just didn't happen with the clutch hitting last night. They had a lot of traffic out there, which is a good sign, but they just couldn't drive them in.
Yeah. Let's see. This is what my colleague Shayna Rubin was up there yesterday because I had to fly back from LA yesterday. Clutch hitting largely absent. Sounds like you're right on the money there, FP. And then Heliot Ramos exits with quad issue. What can you tell me about that, and how big a potential loss is that if he needs any time on the IL?
It's a huge loss. And, the Giants were 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Heliot Ramos has done a nice job of driving runs in this year. And it was a blooper, I believe, off the bat of Jeff McNeil, the left field, that he sold out for. And he went after it strangely. And there were some strange plays last night. Jung-Hoo Lee let a couple balls drop in front of him. Maybe I attribute that to the team getting in at 2:30 in the morning the night before from Los Angeles, thanking the Dodgers for a night game on getaway day, which is really strange. It was a rough travel day for those guys, not making excuses. It's the major leagues. You got to figure out a way. But to lose Heliot Ramos, Casey Schmidt played left field last night. I watched him shag fly balls in left field during batting practice yesterday, and he was doing a great job. Great routes, clean routes. He's got the strong arm. He's going to be fine out there. I'm not worried about Casey at all. But I am worried about losing Heliot Ramos for an extended time.
Yeah, I absolutely, of course. I mean, he's been one of the guys who's been a little more on the consistent side, particularly with the power. He's played much better in left, which was he's going into the spring. Honestly, coming out of last season, on the last day of the season, I had a chat with Elliot where he said, like, I was terrible this year defensively. I am going to work so hard this offseason to get that back, to get back where I was the year before. And I would argue he's been, for the most part, better than he was even the year before last defensively. He's looked at him, and they've all looked pretty good. So I think you might be right. This feels like it's been a very long stretch for the team without a day off. They still don't get another one until after the Arizona series this coming week. So they just got to tough it up. Every team goes through it. You're right. It's just not an excuse. But the Angels and the Dodgers are among the two worst offenders about not giving necessarily the best getaway game times. Some of it is mandated by the CBA, so they can't get away with too much. The Angels, in particular, or you'll remember before it was in the CBA, used to really just, stick it to opponents with bad times on the last day of a series. But this one, the Dodgers were on their way to play the Angels, so they didn't have to fly anywhere. They just got their little bus trip down the highway. So look, it wasn't that long a trip, but getting in at 2:30 in the morning in the middle of a long stretch of games played, it's brutal. I wasn't there. I was exhausted. I don't have to play, and I was wiped out for the rest of that day. So I don't know, man.
So just so everybody listening and watching knows, each major league team gets the schedule, and then the team itself makes up the game times, and then Major League Baseball has to approve of them. When I was in DC, Mike Rizzo was the GM, and he used to take note of teams that gave the Nationals a night getaway game. And the next year, when they came into DC, he would give them a night getaway game just to get them back. I mean, that's how this whole thing works. So maybe the Giants next year give the Dodgers a night game on getaway too to get back at them. That's not the reason the Giants lost last night. The first day in is usually the one where you're okay as a player. It's the second day where you wake up feeling really, really tired, really, really sore. I don't know if the travel day had anything to do in the dehydration from the plane flight with Heliot in his quad, but besides sitting here moaning about getting in at 2:30, there can be effects to an athlete where they don't get a lot of sleep. They are dehydrated from a night's game the night before. They get on a plane, which dehydrates you, and then you tweak your quad. So I don't know if that's the case, but I don't think Major League Baseball really cares a whole lot sometimes about player safety. It's about how many butts they can get in the stands.
Which is crazy because these are the assets. I always kind of feel like if you don't care about players as people, which of course you should, first and foremost, but some teams, some leagues, some officials don't necessarily. They're assets. Don't you want your best assets out there? We've talked about this before. I feel so strongly that rosters need to be expanded or add like a scratch system in large part to help with things like preventing injuries. Yes, I'd also love to have the ability to have like maybe a dedicated pinch runner, that kind of thing, add a third catcher a little bit more easily. But I also think if you do like either a scratch system or you expand the roster, you eliminate a little more wear and tear on some of these guys. I know there are fans that go like, this isn't basketball. It isn't soccer. It's not hockey. Like the physical demands maybe aren't quite as much. They're not running nonstop for 2 hours. They're not, hockey is, I think, insane when it comes to like the caloric demands and the energy expended. It's not violent sport typically, but it's every day. It's the only sport that's every day. And the games can be so long. Often the weather is much different than the games that are played inside. Soccer might be the one that's closest, but that's, 1 or 2 games a week typically. So I think baseball gets a little bit of a bad rap for, guys getting injured and people going like, oh, it's just baseball. How are you straining your obliques all the time?
I always judge it by how I'm feeling. And from the 7th inning on last night, I was just kind of staring at the game, and poor Joe was talking the whole time. And fans probably like that better, but I was just sitting there going, I probably should say something. I just hit the wall. And I didn't play the night before at Dodger Stadium. I just talked. So if I was tired, I'm sure those guys were tired too. Hopefully they'll rebound today. All right, it's time for us to take care of some business with SeatGeek. Here's the message.
Oh no, I think you're off. I think it's something else today.
Splash Hit Territory is brought to you by FanDuel. The MLB season is in full swing, and FanDuel is giving you a chance to call your shot with daily dingers. The Giants are gearing up for a series against the Athletics, and a good thing about the A's is they give up a lot of runs. Someone on the Giants who's suddenly hitting a lot of home runs is Eric Haas, who's a great candidate for today's Daily Dinger, or maybe not. He did just hit 2 in one game against the Dodgers, but that was fun, right? Maybe he can keep the slug going in Sacramento. If you're not riding with Eric Haas, why not get on the Rafael Devers train? He is hot in May with an OPS north of 1,000, getting his season back on track. And with Daily Dingers, joining the action is easy. So you can get your day on track. You just make your free pick on who's hitting a home run in their game. And if you're right, you get a profit boost to use in your next bet for a chance at extra winnings. It's just another reason why FanDuel is the home of home runs. Head over to FanDuel.com/podcast to get started. That is FanDuel.com/podcast to opt in for Daily Dingers and make your free pick on who's hitting a homer. Play ball and swing for the fences on FanDuel, an official partner of Major League Baseball.
No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right. Well, we gave a SeatGeek a free shout out. That was FanDuel, obviously. Where are we moving from here?
Well, you know what? I like the fact that we, after some chit chat about this A's series, the weather tomorrow. This one of our staff meteorologists at the Chronicle. We've got a few because people love weather. Anthony Edwards is pointing out to me the other day that the forecast tomorrow, the final game of the series, the wind is supposed to just be off the charts. And there are all sorts of studies about that ballpark when there is extreme wind. Essentially, if I'm remembering this right, and I probably should take a look, but I think balls are going to get pushed completely back into left and go screaming out to right. So, and I might have that backwards, but
I think you do. It comes right down I-80 and blows out to left after playing that for you in AAA.
Well,
so tomorrow's final is going to be 2018 Giants. Or
you know what? In fact, we have a story. We have a story up about this on the Chronicles website. Strong wind gust. So take a look for that. Anthony Edwards and Shayna combined to do something on this. My friend Ken Arneson, who does some weather work for MLB and their prognostications, he's also in here. So Tony Vitello told Shaney he might alter the lineup based on what they're seeing with the weather tomorrow. So keep a lookout for that. That's really going to be interesting.
I had a spring training game in Florida canceled because of the wind. There's no worse element to play baseball in than the wind. Cold is number 2, but pitchers, their curveballs get pushed by the wind. Obviously, fly balls. You got stuff flying in your eyes. My least favorite element to play in is the wind, unless you hit a pop up to shortstop and it blows out to left. That's the only good thing about it. So we'll see about tomorrow. But first things first, Giants got to figure out a way tonight. They got Trevor McDonald on the mound. He's been nailed. So hopefully that A's team is good, man. They swing the bats. Nick Kurtz struck out his first 2 times up last night, number 58 and 59 on the year. He's 4th most in the major leagues. And then 3rd time up, first pitch. I think it was a hang and split. Came up as 87. On StatCast, was hit out to left field for a 3-run home run, and that was the difference in the game.
Okay, so I should have taken a look. I think it's unusual tomorrow. I think it's backwards from how it usually it is. It is balls to left are going to get pushed back in tomorrow. Balls to right going to get a boost. Great. So that is one reason to maybe really alter it from how it usually works there. But
so everybody bunts.
Crazy set.
Lay down.
Fighting hydrant once the bunts.
The throws are going to go into the wind and just everybody bunt. That's my game plan for tomorrow.
So FP, with this, we've been talking about this all year with some of the issues that the Giants have had. We all thought, and we've gone over this over and over, we thought that the lineup would be so much better and they would be scoring tons of runs. Is this a roster construction issue that they have this year? Because there are some strange things, like how do you wedge Bryce in? Do you need 3 catchers? All of these things they have to deal with roster wise, or is this strictly a performance issue for you?
I would lean toward performance issue based on what I saw in spring training in Scottsdale. I don't know that I've ever seen Matt Chapman in a funk like he's in right now. I mean, his bat is so steep. It's just in and out of the strike zone. It's like here. Ideally, you want to be like a Rise where you get in the strike zone quick and you keep your bat in the strike zone for a while, cover fast here, slow here, and stay through it. Easy to say, right? I'm just up there in the broadcast booth. It's never been harder to hit. I mean, the Dodgers threw out 4 starters in a row, throwing upper 90s, almost 100 miles an hour. And everybody's got a 6-pitch mix. That being said, you got to figure out a way. And I've never seen Matt. I mean, I'm a huge Chappie guy as a person, as a player. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever been around. One of the best players on a daily basis I've ever been around when he's right. And I don't know that I've seen him like this before. He's searching. And when you're around the team every day and you watch every pitch, every inning, you can tell by his body language. And if I'm seeing it from the booth, the guy standing 60 feet 6 inches away is seeing it too right now. He doesn't have that aura of confidence and that swagger he usually has, and it's understandable. And the Giants need Matt Chapman. Everyone's trade him, get rid of him. Everyone's crushing him online. But the Giants need Matt Chapman to figure it out because he's a really, really good player.
Yeah, I think it would be tough to trade the best defensive catcher in baseball and then trade one of the, top 2 or 3 best defensive third baseman, maybe the best in some years. Look, he's always been streaky. I've known Matt since the day he got drafted, basically, since the A's brought him in, when they bring in their top guys that they've signed. He is a special player, but he's always been streaky. Now, he was actually really starting to hit up a storm going into that disastrous road trip, and everybody else stopped hitting. Chapman stopped hitting. Some guys have regained their stroke or just found it for the first time really since that trip. But he seems stuck in this funk, and it's not like him, but he is streaky. He will get it turned around. We got our hottest takes coming up, so that might be a hot take, but I'm going to say Matt Chapman's going to find it here soon. I asked Vitello the other day, what's he seeing? He said he just so badly wants to be the team leader, which we see. He's the guy that stands up. He talks no matter what. He is really trying to kind of take ownership, maybe to too much of an extent. He's just kind of got to let it go and do that. What we keep hearing from all these other guys, I'm just trying to help the team any way I can, every at bat, have a good bat kind of thing, instead of hit the, like you're always saying, the 6-run homer.
Yeah, I did the lineups last night on the broadcast, and I was like, and batting third for the Giants and playing third, Matt Chapman. He's my pick to click tonight. So I'm trying, and I was wrong, but he hit that high fly ball. I think it was his last at bat in Game 4 at Dodger Stadium, and he just missed it. And I thought that was the calm before the storm. The calm before the storm. I think Bryce Eldridge might be the calm before the storm. He had 3 really good at-bats last night. He lined out to second base. I think it was 106 miles an hour. Then he hit a ball up the middle that either hit the mound or the pitcher's foot and ricocheted to second. And then he battled his last time up and drew a walk. And, I know his average isn't where they want it right now, but I feel like he's hit into a lot of bad luck so far. He's had a lot of hard outs. So I hope they stick with him, because I think last night might have been the calm before the storm for Bryce. I don't know if he's in there tonight. The lineups haven't been posted yet. But we're all rooting for Bryce Eldridge to figure this thing out and get some hits.
Well, I think we've got a little fun little sponsored segment coming up. And I think coming out of it, FP, let's take a look a little bit at some of the interesting roster construction. And then I know we've got we've got our categories. Now we've got a really extra special little part of this final segment. So let's see who's bringing us this final sort of third of the show.
All right, it's Royals Retro. Hey, they sent
Royal Retros. We love them.
Royal Retros, excuse me. They sent me that Giants jersey. They sent you the Seal stuff. It's always great stuff to get the memorabilia. They do a great job. My jersey is absolutely the same material, the same print, everything that the one I wore with the Giants. So rep the San Francisco Sea Lions, the Candlestick Collection, available now at royalretros.com.
You know what? I was on there looking at some of their stuff. Growing up, I was a strange kid in Monterey, California, I love the Baltimore Colts, and they've got the old Baltimore Colts All-American football conference jerseys. They're green, not blue and white, but I was checking that out. So
All right, let's
that might
get
be
on
the
with
next
this
question.
podcast. That's
All right,
enough talking.
all right. Let's. Wait. We still have to podcast. All right.
Okay.
So this is the whole segment is going to be brought to you by Royals. Yeah, Retro. So,
cool.
but we do have some things to talk about. How do you feel about the three catchers? I think everybody knows I love that, but I'm not convinced that Jesus Rodriguez is going to get enough time behind the plate to get where he needs to be used as a catcher a little bit more often. I'm not sure where he's going to fit in everywhere for real. So what are you seeing with that kind of arrangement with Eric Haasman showing with the 2 home runs that he's got some pop and he can run? I really like what we see from him.
I like what I see with Eric Haas behind the plate, number one. He commands the game. And he has great energy back there. So does Jesus, but Jesus had a rough night in Dodger Stadium where he was trying to trap the low pitch like this instead of blocking. Some balls were going everywhere. He's thrown one into right center field on a steal. So he's a work in progress behind the plate, and I think that's a great point by you. Daniel Susak had a fantastic night last night behind the plate. Super athletic, bunt play, throwing on the run, underhand to first base. He threw a runner out. I'm forgetting another very athletic play. So he had a good night defensively behind the plate. I'm a big fan of Daniel Susak. Are you going to make Casey Schmidt your utility guy? Or are you going to make Jesus Rodriguez your utility guy? Jesus's bat plays. Tough decision to make. I would say this, the Giants are erring on the side of offense right now. So maybe you deal with stuff defensively if you get a guy to hit.
Absolutely. Daniel Susak, I mean, he's in his hometown, Sacramento. He's playing against the team that basically just let him go for essentially nothing. He's a Rule 5 pick from the A's. And I think all of us have spent the last couple of months going, what were they thinking? I cover that team forever. The front office is still among the best, smartest, most savvy. Look at that team. Look what they're doing. But man, I know that's a position of strength for them. But come on, this kid really is just so good and so fun.
Well,
yes,
let's go play there. Shea Langoliers is hitting 340 with 12 home runs, so they're doing all right with that position. Player of the week, Susan, you go first because I have no idea.
Well, I think I could say this every week, but it's Luis Ariz for me. He just keeps hitting. He gets his 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4 hits a night, and he has made some spectacular plays defensively. He was so good in that Dodger series, just eye-opening. And I heard people around the ballpark, including some scouts, go like, "Wow, that's all Ron Washington." Maybe I should make Ron Washington the player of the week for me, because what he has done, that's his best work, and he's done incredible work. So just astonished.
Well, I don't have one. I'm just going to dovetail off what you said. He had 4 hits last night, triple shy of the cycle, hit his first home run as a Giant, made another spectacular play, turned a double play. And I said this in the post-game wrap last night. He's engaged every single pitch the whole game. The Giants are down by 3. He's up there, 2 outs, fouling off, walking around between pitches. He had a foul ball. It went toward the A's dugout. He sprinted across the batter's box. He golf swinged it in the A's dugout. He got back in the box. He's like a little kid riding his bike around with his glove on the handlebars looking for a baseball game to break out somewhere and wondering if anybody will play with him. And the intensity and passion that he plays for the game hopefully rubs off to the other guys. Not that they don't have the same passion, and sometimes struggling offensively can be misconstrued. But the way he approaches it every single day, every single pitch, whether he's on offense or defense or running the bases, is infectious to me. I find myself just talking about him the whole broadcast because I'm in love with this guy and the way he plays the game, so passionate, so engaged. And I hope some of the other guys can take note of that and it starts to become contagious. Not that they're not, it just really stands out when he's up here doing what he does every single night.
Well, we've mentioned this before, FP, but they really got to pick up the pace, or he's a guy who's primed to be traded at the end of July. Hate to say it, but everybody's going to want him. They'd get back good value. He's a free agent to be. You got Casey Schmidt. Nobody wants to see that. So get it in gear. Maybe that's my hottest take, except for I feel like that's not a hot take at all. Get it in gear. Don't let Luis Ariz get traded. I think, you just mentioned Bryce Eldridge. He's hitting 083 at some point. I think maybe if he's not quite ready, that's okay. People always worry about, oh, you're going to ruin guys by sending them up and down or having them play out of position. I watched the A's for more than a year bring Matt Olson up and down nonstop. He was playing in right field at times. They did not hurt Matt Olson's development at all. Like these guys take what they can get from their big league assignments. They learn if they have to go back down, they put that into action. They get better. They come back up. Sometimes it doesn't stick every time. There are different ways to handle every guy. Typically, when guys don't make it, it's not because of how they've been handled, bringing them up or sending them down. It's just because they're probably not big league players. So that's what I think. I think the tough ones and the guys with the confidence stick. And I think Bryce Eldridge will. I just think that, maybe another week of this, and maybe it might be time for him to go back and get some more reps in sack for a while.
I think he's going to turn around. Like I said earlier, calm before the storm. I don't know if he's playing tonight or if that's affecting his play. I don't think it is. But after Tony said that he's going to use him as a pinch hitter and everybody freaked out, he's played almost every game since then. So I didn't take a whole lot into what Tony said about that. I think he was just making the point that he's going to go with the best 9 guys every single night to try to win a game. They've dug themselves a deep hole. They're 9 games under 500 right now, staring at 10 if they don't win tonight. And it's getting late. It's getting late. It's not early anymore. It's getting late. All right, let's move on.
We got a special one.
Mom.
A special one. We got a special guest. Look at this. Explain this, FP. You got.
It was my mom's 80th birthday this week, and I worked it out through the A's, and I have to thank the Athletics. They were so gracious in this that she's throwing out the first pitch before the game tonight as a surprise birthday present for her 80th birthday. Here, she's here. I'll let you talk to her. Here, just sit right there. Talk to Susan. You've never met Susan.
Hi, Susan.
Oh my gosh.
Happy birthday thing.
What a pleasure to meet you. Happy birthday. How's your arm feeling?
It's good. If I get it 10 feet, I'll be very proud of myself.
She's been practicing. She's been practicing for 2 days now. She's going to need Tommy John surgery. She's been practicing so much.
Oh my gosh. First of all, I can't wait to see you tonight and ask you for all your best FP as a child stories, because I can only imagine. My head's exploding thinking about it. But is FP going to catch you too?
Yes, he's catching too. Isn't that exciting?
It's very exciting.
I'm excited, but I'm scared too.
Oh, this is going to be so fun. I'm really looking
forward. I don't want to embarrass the Santangelo name.
Oh, trust me, I've done that plenty of times. We're good.
Yeah, that's FP's job. He does that on this show 3 times a week.
I know. We watch you all the time.
Oh my gosh, it's so great to meet you.
Right.
Good to see you too. We'll meet in person tonight. Nice to meet you.
Yay!
Oh, that just made the podcast. All right, maybe I'll wear this when I catch her tonight.
Best guest ever. Yes, I think that looks perfect for all the people that get annoyed by your caps. Maybe this is the way to go with a happy birthday.
I got to thank I got to thank the Athletics. I reached out. Chris Carey, one of their broadcasters, put me in touch with people with the A's. Ronnie's been amazing. They said, absolutely. You played for the A's. You played for the Giants. Your mom lives in Sacramento. You played for the River Cats in the stadium. She lives in Sacramento. It all just kind of lined up. So she's been practicing. She's nervous, really nervous.
She doesn't seem nervous, FP. She seems like she's going to do great.
Yeah, she is. All right, Susan, great job. I know you got to drive to Sacramento right now, so get on the road. Traffic was bad, so good luck getting here today. And then we'll both drive home against the wind tomorrow after the game. It's gonna take a while with the headwinds getting back to Sacramento.
Oh my God, I've got an electric car, FP. It might not make it. If the wind's blowing at it, you're gonna pass me.
We'll plug it in. All right, Susan, good job today. Great job. We'll be back with more on our next podcast. Hopefully it's good news. These aren't fun, and it's not fun when the Giants aren't winning, but I'm sticking with these guys. I don't care what anybody says. It's not just blind, I'm a homer. I've been through so many seasons where teams started slow and they turned it around. But it's got to start soon. I'm not going to lie about that. It's got to start soon. All right, Susan, get on the road. Take care. Like I say on the way out, everybody, swing hard in case you hit it on Splash Hit territory. If you made it this far, you'll love this next video. Check it out right here. And make sure you've subscribed to Splash Hit Territory for more Giants coverage just like this multiple times a week.